Finally, there we have it. Mark Stone has been traded from the Ottawa Senators and to the Vegas Golden Knights. Now, I really didn't think this was going to be a team that would come in on deadline day and win the sweepstakes, but man, Vegas is making a push to go all in, and I think Mark Stone is actually close to signing an extension with the team. I just heard him on the phone with the guys on the TSN Trade Center, and he said he's close to signing an extension, so that's amazing. It's not just a rental for Vegas, and he's going to be a part of their team long term. And in return, they had to give up Erik Brannstrom, Oscar Lindberg, and a second-round pick in the 2020 draft. In my opinion, Mark Stone is going to be an amazing fit for the Vegas Golden Knights. He's a guy who can put up probably 90 points with this Vegas team, and he's one of the best defensive forwards in the entire NHL. I'm very curious to see where he works in the lineup for Vegas. Is he going to play on the top line with William Karlsson and Jonathan Marchessault? Is he going to play with like Alex Tuch and Paul Stastny? It's going to be interesting to see, but man, Vegas really just did bolster their top six. They gave up an NHL player in Oscar Lindberg. Sometimes he was a scratch, sometimes he was in the lineup, so it doesn't really matter there. The second round pick, yeah, you get a pretty good prospect with the second round pick, but nonetheless, you're getting Mark Stone. But the big piece, obviously, going back the other way to Ottawa, is Erik Brannstrom. I know a lot of Ottawa Senator fans are very upset that Mark Stone was traded, but they tried to re-sign him. I know everyone wanted them to, re-sign for like 8 years, make him the captain, and him really lead the rebuild and into the years when they are back being competitive. But they tried to get something done, and after sitting him out all them games, you can't just keep him around and say, all right, come back in, we didn't trade you. Like, that just wouldn't work. They had to get something done, and in my opinion, Ottawa really did luck out on this one, because Erik Brannstrom, in my opinion, is a top 10 prospect. He is an A-plus prospect. He's the real deal, and I really do think Ottawa fans should be very excited for Erik Brannstrom. Obviously, he's not going to come in and play right away, but next year he definitely could slot into especially a team like the Ottawa Senators. But I think by next year he will be NHL ready. He had amazing World Juniors for Team Sweden, and he really is a top-notch prospect. A lot of comparisons with him and Erik Karlsson, so there you go, Ottawa fans. You get another amazing offensive defenseman, but Ottawa's defense is in good hands with Thomas Chabot and Erik Brannstrom leading the way for the future, and I really do like that they got an amazing prospect back. They didn't get a first round pick, but I definitely think, getting quality over quantity is huge for them. They didn't just, get thrown a bunch of draft picks where you have to draft well. You already get a solidified, very, very good prospect, so I really do like this trade, especially for the Ottawa Senators, since they had to make the trade, and, they really pretty much had to take the best offer they got, and I think this is a very, very good deal for both teams. The second half of this season is really just going to be rough for Ottawa. They're most likely going to finish as the worst team in the NHL, and we all know they don't have that first round pick, but honestly, the deals that they've made, accumulating prospects and draft picks, I really do like what they have done on this trade deadline. Obviously, I'm sure some fans would want to keep all three of Dzingel, Stone, and Duchene, but I don't think that was realistic, and honestly, for what they had to do, I think they got some pretty good returns on most of their trades, and obviously, they're going to be loaded up in draft picks and could definitely draft well and get some very good pieces that are going to be a part of their future. Oscar Lindberg, I'm not sure what Ottawa's thinking of doing with him, if they're just going to bring him into the lineup right away. Obviously, on the Ottawa Senators, it doesn't take much to crack into their lineup. It really is going to be a rough second half. I believe Brady Tkachuk is the leading scorer on that team with 14 goals, so it really is going to be tough to watch this team, but you just got to think of the future. Every team goes through rebuilds. Obviously, this one is a little bit tougher because they don't have that draft pick, and trading a guy who everybody loved in Ottawa and Mark Stone, I think Erik Brannstrom really is going to be worth that. He's only 19 years old. He's been playing in the American Hockey League this year for the Chicago Wolves, and in 41 games, he has 7 goals and 21 assists for 28 points and a +1. So he's playing against men, former NHLers, players that get called up and sent down, pretty much playing against pro-level players, and he's 19 years old putting up those numbers. I think he's the real deal, and Ottawa fans, I think in a couple years, you're going to be happy that this trade happened. So I'm very curious to hear what you guys think, especially if you're a fan of either of these teams. Make sure to let me know down in the comment section who you think won the trade and just your overall thoughts. So with that being said, I hope you guys all enjoyed the video. If you did, please make sure to drop a like on it and subscribe to the channel for daily NHL content, and I will see you guys all in the next video.